Have you ever wanted to go on a heartfelt journey in the lives of your loved ones and newfound acquaintances? Do you enjoy listening and engaging in uplifting discussions that leave you motivated and inspired to take action in your own life? This podcast is a space where we have in-depth conversations on family, health, spirituality, entrepreneurship, and well, just plain old life. I'm Jesse De Leon, and this is my passion. Join me on a walk into the fascinating narratives and meaningful conversations that shape our experiences. Welcome to The Knowing, a Life and Stories podcast. Hi, and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being with me and for tuning in and following me, following the podcast and subscribing to the podcast. Really am grateful for that. Like I mentioned the last episode, how much I enjoy doing this and how passionate I am about it. Today, I just want to get right to it and talk about why I didn't record on any episodes in January. And I mentioned and made reference to it in the last episode where I talked about Ted Lasso and what an inspiration that show was to me. And it's been really cool because I've gotten a lot of messages, responding to that and how so many people had already heard about it, watched it, loved it, and how much it inspired them too. December, I mentioned, was a tough, stuff went on in our family in December. And one of the things that happened was my brother-in-law, an amazing man and a great husband to my sister and a great father to all of his children. And he passed away actually right before Thanksgiving. And it was a really tough time because I just want to tell you from my perspective, what it feels like when someone you love is grieving the loss of a loved one that is really close to them, like a husband or a child, a best friend. And it was just from my perspective, it was really hard to watch my younger sister become a widow. And I cannot even believe that. It was just hard to see her hurting and suffering the way she was. But at the same time, it's amazing what faith can do for you, for all of us. Her faith is so strong, and she just is getting through it, and she's doing really well. And she and her husband had a great time to be able to plan for when he was no longer going to be here. And he died of cancer, like I said, and he's struggled with that for about 10 years. And so, as she struggled, we all struggled, actually, all of her, my sister's brothers and sisters and friends and family. We all hurt and suffered along with her. And we were on that journey with her. And I just want to say that she's doing well, and every day is a different day for her. And so, we've been here for each other, and it takes a toll on the person that I don't want to make it about me, but I'm just explaining why I wasn't here. And it was because why I didn't, record in January. And it was just because December was tough in that regard. A lot of emotions and feelings going on. And then my nephew, my eldest sister, Susie, her son, Brooks, he died in December. And that was a really big shock. He died of an overdose. And talk about really hard for the family. It was so tough. And I didn't even let my producers know really what was going on and why I was M.I.A. And so I just thought it was fair for me to kind of, I mentioned wanting to be transparent in the last episode, and I am really wanting to do that. And so part of that is being vulnerable and sharing that with you. And I know that you're going to love me through it, support me through it. And I want to say that prayers work, sending good vibes, good energy my way. It really does work. I feel it, and it's encouraging. It's great to be back. And, we're always going to be a little sad about people that we lose and that are no longer with us. But it's important to remember that they are with us. Their spirit, their memory is with us. And so January for me was a time to kind of regroup, recuperate, take time for myself. I tend to get that Superman complex where I want to swoop in and take care of everything and take care of the people that I love. And that's good and bad. It has its pros and cons. Sometimes you can be too much of a Superman or a Wonder Woman, and you want to just step in and, like I said, take control, take over. And that's not always what people who are grieving need. Sometimes they need you to cry with them and be sad with them and ask them how they're doing. And I wanted to touch on that too a little bit, because sometimes we don't know what to say to people that have lost someone. It's just awkward and sometimes a little uncomfortable. And you don't. What do you say? You say, "Hey, how are you doing? Are you okay?" Well, we already know the answer to that. They're not okay. They're not doing well. So I've learned that sometimes it's just good to say, "Hey, I'm so sorry you're hurting and I'm sad for you. And I'm here whenever you want to talk about it and whenever you want to cry about it." Because one of the things that was the a mutual component to the grieving that my sister was doing and my brother, my other sister, both sisters were doing, was they actually felt bad that they were grieving in front of us. They were shying away from crying in front of us and talking about their feelings and their loss. And I found that the best thing to do when you don't know what to say is just say, "Hey, I'm sorry. I feel your pain. I know you're hurting. I'm here for you. Please cry when you want to. Please, talk about uh, the person that you've lost. Please, let's just talk about it. And let's not. It doesn't have to be awkward. I'm here for you." And sometimes that's just all we really can do, right? And all we really can say. We've all experienced loss and grief, and we know how tough it is and how hard it can be. And so January was really good. It really was good for me to catch up on things and really take care of myself. I actually stopped exercising as much as I usually do. I'm usually at the gym 6 days a week. 2023 was gym with weights 6 days a week, and then cardio 6, sometimes 7 days a week. And so I kind of stepped away from that because of all the things that were happening in December. And then I slowly got back in to taking care of myself in January. And really, it's important to just take care of yourself, because they say you have to put the life jacket on you first before you throw the life jacket out to somebody else. And like that common saying on from a flight attendant to their passengers, if you're traveling with someone who's disabled or a child, and if there's an emergency and the masks come down, put the mask on you first so that you are able and ready to assist the person that is traveling with you with their mask. So first, take care of you, and then get the energy and the fuel that you need to take care of that next person that you love and care for. So I hope that sheds a little bit of light on what we're able to say to someone that's grieving, but also to let you know that I felt guilt and I felt a little shame for not recording in January. And I now know that I want to let you know when I'm either going to take a break, or like my producers, Jeffrey and Darren, say, let's kind of just record a few pre-recorded episodes. And that way they're in the queue and they're lined up and they're ready to go. Because I know that for you listening, some of you have told me how special it is for you and how much it means to you to hear my voice on the way to work and hear my voice on the way home from work. And that every other Tuesday is special and you look forward to it. So with that, I'm going to say you're very special to me. And I look forward to my episodes being published on Tuesday. And I just want to say I love you guys and take care of yourself. Remember, put the life jacket on you first, put that mask on you first, and then get out there and be the Superman and the Wonder Woman that everyone who loves you knows you to be. Thank you so much, and I can't wait for our next episode together.